Being a creative is expensive. Welcome back to the pod, everybody. I'm Mike Dreyden Figueroa, and this is Unscripted and Unrehearsed, where I give you my take on things that I've seen, experienced, and heard in the past week. And I asked myself a question based on all the work that I'm doing. Are we drowning in a landscape of artistry reduced to, and I'm reading this, reduced to data points for the 2026 algorithmic grind? Is the pursuit of our next big idea or project eroding our finances, our mental health, our authenticity? So I was also wondering, are we forced to trade our creative selves, our creative souls, for an unsustainable survival? And it became bigger and bigger in my head. Like, what are we doing? What am I doing? Why are we doing this? And I think that we have to confront the exhaustion behind the smiles that we see on our creative output. And it needs to be a balance. But first, all right, listen. Okay, I've met a lot of celebrities in the job that I do. I've met some A-listers, B-listers, C-listers, a lot of D-listers. But every time I think I have met the pinnacle, someone bigger comes through. I scanned in the ticket of Ian McKellen this week. He came with some friends. I thought maybe his sister and her son. But yeah, Ian McKellen was walking right at me, and I'm like, oh my God. And, you know, after the fact, I think of the things I wanted to say, but what came out was, it is an honor to welcome you to the show today. I don't know where that came from. I'm like, you're such a goober, Mike. He's not that much taller than me. I'm thinking, Gandalf the Grey is huge, Gandalf the White is, Magneto, tall and very, imposing. But no, he's like maybe 5'10", 5'11". Sounds just like himself, looks just like himself. I was just like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is amazing. And I got to chat with him real quick right at the end of the show during walkout. He walked right by me. I said, I'm an actor as well. He's like, oh, really? And his wonderful accent. And he's like, keep going. I was like, oh, wow. So yeah, I met Ian McKellen. And oh my God, people didn't even recognize him. Nobody noticed him. It was like people like looked at him. I watched it. People looked at him and they're like, oh, okay, old guy. And he kept walking by. Nobody said anything to him or anything. I'm like, this is wonderful. So yeah, I met Gandalf and I met Magneto and I met all the other wonderful characters that he's played. He did an interview recently on a podcast. Let me see if I could find it real quick. That I found really fascinating. It was about, the work and all his processes. Is this it? Is this it? No, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Yeah, this is it. Wait. Yeah, it's the, oh shoot. Apple changed the format on this, so I can't really see the crap. Sorry. And of course, now that I'm shooting this, all the noises are outside and it's pissing me the frick off. All right, it is Body People. Is that right? Go to show. Go to show. All right. It is, the Show People podcast. You can tune into that if you want. And the person who does this show has no idea that I'm posting this. All right. So yeah, great interview with him. Check it out. I met Ian McKellen. Highlight of my week. All right. So listen, I needed to talk about this because it's blowing up in a way, no pun intended, in a way that I didn't expect. So the California warehouse fires. Now, all right. Well, first, let me start. This people say it was Ontario, Canada when it first hit the news and all that. I'm like, no, no, no. It was in Ontario, California, not Canada. The guy's name is Carmel Abdul Karim, one word, 29 years old. He's the one that set that fire. Now, I'm thinking to myself a whole bunch of things like, how pissed off do you need to be to set the whole thing on fire? Now, I mean, there's many reasons, many facets to this whole story and his intentions or his what's the word I'm looking for? His motivations. But setting a warehouse of paper products on fire, that's a level of anger I have, well, I was going to say never seen, but I mean, people do a lot of things in anger, right? At least, I think no one got killed in that, right? No one got hurt like that. So I am so pissed off right now. There's a car alarm going off right now for no reason, and it was dead quiet for hours while I'm preparing to shoot this, and now I'm like gonna have to edit more editing that I need to do right now. It's really fucking annoying. And it's distracting. So even if you don't hear it, it is distracting and I can't fucking focus. Oh my God. All right. So anyway, I came across this IG post from some guy, and the link is below. He was reflecting that how this is how he was congratulating the guy and saying that did he congratulate him? He was appreciative, I want to say, and saying that the guy did this for all of us. I'm like, okay, that's a way to go about it, because I mean, strongly worded letters and protesting and all of that. I mean, there's but so much you can do before you have to take action, right? I'm not an advocate for violence or anything, but I mean, how do you make change without physically doing something, right? I'm sure there's an answer to that. Your vote, your voice, blah blah blah, but it's not working because people are not. Why am I itchy? So yeah, this guy was saying Carmel did this for all of us, and I don't agree with that, but he did set a domino effect going on now, because, and I couldn't find any other, it's been wiped from the internet, but if you go to and I'm jumping around because I had this in a particular order, but if you go to Mike Figueredo's show, The Humanist Report, he talks about, well, he starts off his episode on this with all the copycats and how random they may seem or appear to be, but there are some copycat fires happening or happened. And they're all linked, and how people are responding. They're leaving notes from like what Carmel said. You should have given us a livable wage, something like that. And there's other locations like I think he mentions it. Target, big box chain stores. They're taking that foam stuff that you use to, like, when you're building or whatever, and putting it into toilet pipes. Oh my God. And the thing is, you can't put cameras to see who did it in the restrooms, right? Because there's a law against that. So now, people are screwing up, and it's not just screwing up the pipes of the bathrooms. That stuff, once it gets into the system, it solidifies, and it's ruining infrastructure outside of the, okay, that's insane. But I'm like, wow, people are like, they took the reins and ran with it. So, okay. He also says, the guy who posted that video saying that this dude did it for all of us, is like, starvation wages is a form of violence, which I think that's a valid argument, because it's against violence against people, and it's a kind of class warfare. Perhaps, yes. We're getting paid, or some people get paid, just enough to, put food on the table, keep a roof over your head, and not, be cold or naked, whatever. But now it doesn't even seem like we can do that. I mean, how many of us are living paycheck to paycheck? My savings is, spent because I needed to put a roof over my head. I have responsibility. Everybody has responsibilities. I'm not Mine are no bigger or smaller than anybody else's, right? But for Christ's sake, I need a chance to do it. I need opportunities to maintain myself. I don't want to ask for money. I don't want to ask people for stuff. I want to do my bit, make an income, whether it's through my art, or, the job that I have. It's not a lot to ask. And I think we've come to the point where, and I think it's kind of like, well, it's definitely history repeating itself, except for the stock market crash. A different kind of depression is happening where everyone is making just enough, and sometimes in some cases not even enough, where we're making choices between survival and another survival, like electricity, food, medications, getting to and from work. Some people have to, I'm very emotional about this. Because I've been here. Some people have had to choose, and I know I have had to choose between getting to and from work or eating that day. Everything worked out, but it's a tough choice. You have to steel yourself and keep moving forward, right? Okay. So he also posted that the CEO of that company makes 16 million a year. And then another report I saw from this other queen that does a posting. She's like, girl, she's wearing her bonnet. Girl, did you know that they didn't even have insurance on this building? There were no sprinklers. Now, that's the other shit that killed me. It's like, first of all, I love his posts, but he never puts links or any kind of fact what am I trying to say? Fact checking links or something to like say this is where I got it from, right? It's just the way I'm wired, but this is where I got it from. I'm like, there were no insurance. Oh, there were no sprinklers. Are you kidding me? In this massive warehouse that is almost what they say 2 football fields big. That place had no sprinklers. That's insane. Of a warehouse of paper products, no sprinklers. I'm the meme with all the math all of that's going on, right? I'm like, what? When I was a secretary for the architects, well, I worked at Albert Einstein College of Medicine back in the 90s, and I was the admin secretary for the architects and the engineering department, and I learned a lot about HVAC systems. That's the heating ventilation systems, right? I also learned a lot about the sprinkler systems and fire safety because it all goes hand in hand, right? When you're building and you're designing. One of the very first things that are considered is fire safety, and like where to put these pipes and the water flow so it's not obstructing the design and it's not endangering design and vice versa. All of that. It's a meticulous Rubik's cube, and it's fun. It's absolutely fun. I learned a lot doing that job. But how do you build or have a warehouse like this with no sprinklers? And I'm looking for information on that, and I couldn't find anything to back that up. But hey, if you cut in corners, that makes sense. Nobody's getting a living wage, and so somebody like nobody's that crazy to do. Oh, there he is. You found someone who did it, and no insurance either. Like, so who's footing the bill? You are, my friend, whoever you are. So you can watch that IG post. I have a link in the show notes. You can see that there. And Mike Figueredo's video. Another thing too that struck me about this was that the copycat instances. So like I said, I was looking for other videos to link to, but I think they've pretty much been scrubbed. And when you see Mike's video, you'll see some of the posts that came up, and they just seem random, but yet they are somehow connected, and it's crazy. So people are going to, and when I say people, I mean corporate America is in the find out phase, I think, because people are mad enough where I don't understand why, and even, we went through this whole thing, why we're paying $15 for a carton of eggs, why it's like $20 for a package of chicken breasts that look eerily and mutantly larger than normal. It's crazy, and yeah, so we're at the find out phase of that. I really don't want people to get hurt, but I do want corporate America to grow a heart, man, because this is unsustainable. If you don't have people to do the fucking work, what do you have? Nothing, right? Okay. All right. This thing too this week that pissed me off because I believe in people, especially people in government, and based on what I've learned and the people I've been around through my youth and my early 20s and 30s in the legal profession and what things mean, how valuable and important it is, especially in public policy. And someone who steps up to do that kind of work is a big person, because it takes a lot to maintain the privileges and rights and things that we have as American citizens, right? Based on our Constitution and the Declaration of Independence and all of that, right? Okay. So when someone steps into these roles, I really have high hopes for them, and I don't know if I'm, deluded or whatever, or I have rose-colored glasses on when it comes to these people. But some of them, when I get the sense, I feel like I can tell that they're being genuine and honest with me, because maybe they're coming from the same place that I'm thinking, or they have a platform that I agree with, and I want to see them support them and make these accomplishments. So, not that this guy, it's not Matt Gaetz, and I'm going to say Matt Gaetz because knowing the kind of person that he is and all that shit that came out in the news, we all like, yeah, of course, look at how he carries himself. Of course, he would be that person. The counterpart to him on the left, I didn't even think existed. And then the news with Eric Swalwell coming out, at first I'm like, really? I don't believe this bullshit. I really don't, because first of all, he came off as a huge, to me, I saw a family man, a progressive person, an all-inclusive person. He was fighting for everyone's rights, equality across the board, right? But then this comes out, and I'm thinking, all right, we're all human. People make mistakes. Maybe if he cheated on his wife, or he had a hookup, I'm getting excited. I don't want to minimize it. And hooking up, and when you're married or you're making a commitment, you choose those guidelines for your relationship, whatever it is. If you're stepping out, it's not cool. Okay, so that's between them. I don't need to know about that. Is it affecting his job? I don't need to know about that. Well, if it is, if it's affecting his job, but no, it's not. So I don't need to know about that. Nobody needs to know about that. That's their private business. And of course, some people will let that out. But what I didn't realize, and we all came to find out, was turns out everybody knew that, and they were saying it blatantly, and it's from all across. More than one person said this. It's common knowledge to know to keep Matt Gaetz and Eric Swalwell away from interns, etc. And I'm like, that is really fucked up to have to find out. So as we all know, he suspended his gubernatorial run for California. I had no idea he was running for governor of California, which would have made really cool for him, because then it would have freed up Gavin Newsom to run for president, I suppose. This is my brain. Maybe not. Maybe he's not even going to run. Who knows? There's a bunch of clouds rolling in right now. It's getting dark. We're supposed to have thunderstorms here in New York. And then, so yeah, of course he's going to resign from the run and give it up. And then he resigned from Congress, and I'm like, right, the pressure mounted. He had to do what he had to do. And I'm not mad at the guy. I am hugely disappointed, and I think it's utterly and thoroughly fucked up to do those kinds of things to people, especially when you're in a position of authority. And it's not just, stuff doesn't just happen to women or female identified people. It happens all across the board. I'm just waiting for anyway, I'm not going to go there. I'm hugely disappointed in Eric Swalwell, because I think he's someone that could have run for president, and I probably would have voted for him. But knowing that, it's like, all people are going to wonder is like, what's going on in the office? Is he being good? I don't know. It's messed up. So I hope that It's hard to keep a clean closet. I know I got skeletons in my closet. I've not been the most well. I haven't done anything to that effect. I haven't done anything really bad, but I've lied about some things. Not like this. Okay, we all have skeletons in our closet, or shit that we would not want other people to know about. I'm just saying. All right, so this other thing too that came across my news feed, which I thought was kind of cool. Actually, no, it was really fucking awesome. Deserves a coffee sip. Live Nation got their asses handed to them, which is amazing. I didn't know that Ticketmaster was a subsidiary of Live Nation, but we all know you want to go see a concert, you want to go to a venue, something. It's the price is like, oh shit, this was great, I can get that. And then by the time you're done, it's quadruple because you got surcharges and fees and conveniences and all this bullshit. And you're like, fuck this, I'm not. And I honestly don't understand people who. I mean, if you got the money to do it, by all means, go. Not have the time of your life. But I'm like, why would you put yourself in debt for this? It's not that worth it. It's really not worth it. So the trial went on for about 5 or 6 weeks, I heard the report said. They say the jury came back saying that, well, no, not the jury, but it was said that the Live Nation was an illegal monopoly in the market of ticketing. Wait, let me see if I have this correct. They protected their position through pressure and leverage. So basically, they not only own the mediums by which to buy the tickets, they own the venues where these events are going on. They own all of the conveniences inside the venue, and there's no way around it. There's no way to get past it. And all of their the jury's findings come back. It affects Ticketmaster as well, right? So you can read. I have the show notes down, but ABC World News coverage. There's a link for the article I found and the news report, television report. But yeah, they got their asses handed to them, and let's see what happens. They probably will appeal, find a way around it. But I think wasn't it the Taylor Swift concert where it set this whole thing in motion, where lawsuits began. They were like, this is crazy. So, all right, so I want to talk about Jordan Lucas, the volleyball queen, who's destroying it right now. She better work. Now, first when I saw this, and people were goofing on her out, and she was like just spiking the ball, and she was giving her sass. And I'm like, that is someone who got pissed off. Somebody pissed her off. And now she's like, oh, yeah. So it seems like somebody called her a faggot or something like that. And she's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to show you one. And the thing is that not only was she carrying on, she was serving, and I mean in the game as well, the spikes, the points, the everything. I can play, she said. I'm saying she, and I shouldn't say she, but I'm just right there with you two. I was like, you better fucking work. That was awesome. I watched that video like 15 times. But then there was I have a link so you can see what it is I'm talking about. But then somebody was reporting on a newscaster who was saying all this really fucked up shit about him, like how he was showing out, and somebody should pop him, and then when they show you the guy reporting on the new what do you call that, calling the game or whatever, is this huge. I don't want to sound derogatory. There's no way to say it politely. So I'm not going to say it at all because I don't, but it's who you probably would expect it. And what pissed a lot of people off is that this is what happens for LGBTQ people. When we're authentically ourselves, or having a good time, or minding our business, authentically being ourselves, cisgendered, white, mostly, men go straight to violence. Somebody needs to pop him? Really? Who's going to pop him? How do you know he's not a martial art black belt or something? How do you know he's not armed? How do you know he doesn't know how to defend himself with it? I mean, do you really want, who's going to pop him? Is it you? I was just like, really, of course, that's where we're going with this. I'm like, bitch, you show yourself out. You played your game. You kicked ass in that game. Celebrate. And I think we should normalize that too. I mean, how many dudes did we see, spiking the football when they hit a goal? Hit a goal. Oh my God. Uh, they get to the end zone. They spike their football, come on, it's the same fucking thing. Like what? It's even a meme of, guys playing softball, and then, there's one dude's running around the bases, and then when he gets to third base, he's doing runway down the rest of it, all the way to home plate. Come on. It's just a game. Anyway, congratulations, Lucas. You are the internet sensation. I love you. I hope you get all the praise. All right, so this made me very emotional too. The Artemis 2 homecoming. I was like, oh, this is cool. Look at the video. My boss's sister works for NASA. Somehow, some way. I'm not sure I forgot what it is that she does, but she, if I'm not mistaken, she sort of handles the imaging from ground to the. I think I'm getting this right, but she was able to snap a lot of the photos that the module took, and she showed me this incredible photo of the moon from the vantage point of the module, and it's amazing. It just blew my mind. So I saw the pictures on the news and all that, and I thought it was cool, and seeing the deployed parachutes, and it's in the water. But what got me and made me tear up was when they were popping the hatch. I didn't expect to see that. And I have a link so you can see the welcome home. They popped the hatch, and then they put like the flap on it to protect them, because it's probably maybe still hot or sharp edges. And the guy holding the camera was like, he got each one on camera, each astronaut on camera, and welcomed them home individually by name. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, we're still 63 years. How many? 63 years. 37 years from first contact. Remember that. All right. And yeah, before I go on to the next thing, that was very emotional. I loved seeing it. I was how many months old on the lunar landing that year? 69. I think I was maybe 4 or 5 months old. Happened in June. 3 months old, maybe. Anyway, yeah. What was it? I don't remember. I was a baby. But now to see this time, whooped around, maybe we'll see them land again. It will be great. Okay, so this is really cool news. And okay, the class of 2026 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has been announced. The inductees are amazing. Look at this video. Look at this photo right here. Look at this. The only one that's missing, and I saw in another article, was Celia Cruz was also inducted. So there you go. This is my entire youth in music right here. Every single one of them. I listen to all this. This is why I don't know why I'm wired this way, but I like so much different kinds of music. And I think the common denominator, as I was listening to a lot of these songs again, was the bass. That's the thing that really hooked me into each and a lot of their songs and the individual songs. The bass is what got me. So I really couldn't couldn't believe how much I missed these songs. And the thing is, I started thinking, they don't make music like this anymore. It's not, sing along, dance along, play along to kind of stuff, So when you hear one chord, you right away, So yeah, the ceremony is November 14th at the Peacock Theater in LA, and I wish I could be there for that, but I don't know, can you go to that? That would be amazing. All right, so as I said before, we need to confront the exhaustion behind the curated smiles and find a balance in our work as content creators and artists, right? So first I want to talk about authenticity. And so for this episode, I mean, I had no idea what I wanted I had notes, I planned things out, but everything changes. And then I feel like, oh, maybe this is not worth it, people care about, I don't know. I was starting to get wrapped up in it. I'll talk about that in a second. But I was trying to find out what is it, my authenticity that is that I don't want to compromise, and I just want to, share. So, and it's all the marketing influencers are saying the same thing. People want authenticity, right? I'm trying not to say it with my Brooklyn accent. Authenticity, the authenticity, right? And I'm always thinking about what I want to talk about. Is it worth anyone's attention? Will you want to tune in for a few minutes? Listen to me, ramble on sometimes. But my intention has always been to be fun and entertaining and maybe a little bit of educational. So you walk away with something, right? But all of 2000, all of season two's ideas, they changed along the way. I mean, there was some things that I completely cut out, and there are some things I came with on the fly. The last three episodes, including this one, were literally put together before shooting, right up until the moment I pressed record. The same deal with this. I had a couple of tweaks to make, and something I pulled out, and something I added. But yeah, it's always evolving because I want it to be authentic. So, and season three's list of ideas are starting to form now. It could change. They may stay the same, but when you see them, I don't want to give it away. But when you see them, you'll be like, oh, okay. I'm hoping you will walk away with something, and that's the bigger intention for me, to give you something to walk away with that you can use. Not just waste your time listening or watching me, but you can say, oh, I can do that, or oh, that I could use that. So, not knowing what I wanted to start with, I'm like, I'm looking through the analytics on YouTube and Instagram and all that, and I started getting caught up in the well, I'm jumping ahead. I was looking at that, and I noticed that there was an inspiration tab on the YouTube content section, right, where you see all in your library, you see all your posts and all that. And I'm like, oh, what's this? And then what it is, it's, I believe, the AI takes all of your previous work and all of your posts, and it helps develop a more to the point. It sets prompts for you to create more content, and it takes one idea that you've already done and gives you multiple, up to I think 3 or 4 ideas to branch off from. And I thought, oh, this is great. They're not quite what I wanted to talk about, but with the little tweaks, I came up with this thread that you're watching today, listening to today, and hoping that it will give you something to walk away with, right? So, and I realized this is a great resource to have. I didn't know that I had this opportunity or this option, but it helped me to pull thoughts together, write things down, pull images that I want to include, stuff like that. Yeah, so if you really want to see your YouTube or your video creations, whether it's talking head info or the videos that you create, see and get ideas. Like if you're creating like I don't know, short stories, like a film, it will take all of your content and curate it and give you prompts to create another direction, another film, another project. If you're doing something like this, all your ideas in former previous posts will give you something to work off of. And I think that is genius. Genius. The people behind, and I know it's the algorithm, and I know it's Google really, because they own YouTube. I know, but if you really want to feel like you're being successful at it, or even make a success of it, this is an incredible tool to have, because it helps keep you sane. And I'm going to talk more about that too. Where you're not going crazy, oh my God, what's the next big thing? I'm like, oh, I can look at all these different ideas and tweak what's there and use it, which is fun. So excuse me. I'm glad that I have this resource now and realize that I had it, because at first I didn't realize it was there. So speaking of not knowing what I wanted to talk about, this whole idea of, are we spending our, or how to say it, how we're spending our reserves on trying to grind this out and make it successful. So how do I want to say this? Is it is it, so I asked the question, is it authentically me though? If this algorithm is giving me an AI prompt on my previous posts, um, is it me, or is it telling me what I should create? I mean, you could look at it that way. Oh, it says I should do this and this and this, and you go off into that off on that path without researching or finding all the data that you need to support your. Like I said, that's the way my brain works. If you're going to say something, back yourself up. I think it's the way. Anyway, or tweak it to reflect the information you already have to bring to the film, right? Pardon me. Oh, my coffee got cold. I think the prompts and ideas are based, like I said on previous posts. So to me, I can run with it, expand on it, make it my own again, or what the suggestions. Looking at, okay, what I was going to say was, it can be you can go off on that path, but what you could also, the way you could also look at it is, these are suggestions, obviously. Like, you maybe could do this, or you can maybe say that, or follow it, and it leaves you with so much information that if you use it, you won't go without content ideas or oh my god, I got distracted. One of Tony girls' whiskers is on the desk. I didn't realize sometimes they shed their whiskers. I forget that they do that. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, she's becoming an old lady, but they're growing anyway. Back a long time ago, I had a really long one she had when she was a baby. All right, so I'm able to think about the topic, reflect on it, pull the data I want, tweak it, rewrite, and then come up with what you were seeing today, right? And I suppose that I could have multiple points of view on one subject, and I think most really successful content creators can take, someone else's high performing viral video, and if it's in the same niche, they can add on that or build off of that. And I think that it's okay to do that, obviously, because that's your point of view, right? Okay. So staying sane while you're going through this, like, oh my god, what am I going to think, what am I going to write about, is this worth it, will they watch it, blah blah, the clicks, gathering my thoughts first. It's like, okay, so what do I want to share? That's the hard part. And there's a lot of stuff, and I just my basic point of this pod was just to share my take on stuff that I've experienced, and then maybe add something. Like I said, I don't want to repeat myself, but something you can walk away with. So, like, do I pick a current event? Do I pick do I pick something stupid or frivolous? Are people burnt out from current events? I'm sorry, folks. You see me touching my face. I feel like it's my allergies. I'm just realizing my face is itchy. It's one of those days. And when I took Max to the park today, I could feel the pollen just crawling on my face. Where was I? All right. Oh, so, constantly thinking, oh my God, are people watching? Are they going to care? Blah, blah. I got caught up in checking stats, looking at likes, looking for new follows and how many shares. And it really started fucking with my mental health. I'm like, why do I care? Because when I started this, I really didn't do it for that. I did it because I just wanted to share. I'm trying to stay in a creative place from auditioning. I'm trying to find auditions, finding acting work. It takes a toll. I'm a little drop in a huge ocean of talent out there, and I need to be creative and not worry, right? So, I'm steadily practicing my guitar and my bass. I'm doing this because I enjoy doing stuff like this. I take my little son out, right, sir? He's got his face all. What? What do you want? You want to say hello? Come up. Come up. Okay, everybody. Max is gonna make his appearance today in this week's episode. Come on closer. Come closer. There we go. Say hello. Thank you, Bubba. What do you want? You had everything already. You had everything already. I know it. All right, I can't get mad when he does this. All right, can you sit down so I can finish this, please? I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You're only doing this because your sister was just up here. Now you want. All right, so, um, all right, Max, come on. Thank you. All right, sit down, sit down. Stay here. You can stay there. Um, so yeah, I got caught up in looking for all these things, and I had to remind myself, this is not the point of this, and I'm going to drive myself nuts. I just need to, work on the idea, put it together, record it, edit it, blah, put it out there, and just enjoy the ride, because this is me releasing the creative stuff inside, right? All right, so I started taking my time again. I write down my ideas. I was putting my thoughts in order, focusing on just one aspect of the work, and then building on that piece by piece by piece by piece. Um, and if necessary, pull the images together, right? Because I think from all the stuff that I've learned and seen other people do, you know, bits and pieces of it, like having, the captions there is important, obviously, but putting a little couple of images just so you understand what I'm talking about is helpful. And then managing my workflow. Now, I was looking for the guy that I got this from. He's a content creator, and I want to say LA. Um, I forgot. I can't find his. It's like his profile is completely gone from Instagram. I don't know what happened to it. And I was looking through my who I'm following. I'm following so many people. Basically, he shoots films, and he has like a, a how-to in managing your workflow, where you color coordinate your calendar um, to keep things in order. So you're not, first of all, losing steam, you're staying, consistent, and you're not burning yourself out. So, for instance, and a lot of this is going to overlap. So Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays mornings for me are shoot days. So if I'm doing this or some other project, I'm shooting it and then getting it ready for editing. And then on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, early afternoons are edit days. That's the edit time, right? And then Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturday afternoons are writing days, where I write down notes and look for images and whatever just to. And then Monday afternoon I write only. That's for that day. And then Tuesday morning I shoot, and then Tuesday afternoon I edit that. So it sounds a little chaotic, but once you pick your shooting days and your writing days and your edit days, you know exactly what you're going to work on, and you name the project that you're working on. So say, podcast shoot, or whatever it is, and you can give it a color. Now, since you all know I'm colorblind, but I base it on the Google Calendars version of color. So sage, I'm assuming, is green. Peacock, I'm assuming, is blue. Um, uh, whatever other colors that they have. It's very. Why can't it just be normal? Say green, blue, purple, whatever. Because my brain has an idea. What the hell is peacock? Anyway. Managing the workflow like that really can help. I'm gonna try to find his Instagram and link it at some point. If I don't, and if you don't see it here, one day you'll see a random post from me. Okay, I found it. All right, so now we get to the point where you don't want to break the bank, and I'm referring to a bunch of different banks here. Okay, there's your financial bank, there's your mental health bank, there's your authenticity bank, and each one has a lot of currency, right? So when it comes to your financial bank, and I've said this many times before, and I've showed you guys as well, there's no reason to buy expensive equipment just to shoot. I have a little holder here with a light that's connected to it, and I have a small little ring light over here. See this one here, snapped to my iPad, and then I have this light over here. This comes in a pack of 2. It used to be a smaller one, so I have that there as my hair light on this side. I got to refix that. And depending on, what I want to do, I'll have the big light lamp over there on to shine the back. But it's morning, so I mean, I don't need all that light. Um, None of this cost. I think those twin lamps came to, I think, 40 something dollars. That I got for like 20 something bucks. This was like $15. And I have my iPhone 11 that I got to keep. I didn't have to turn it in. So I shoot a lot of my content on. I have my notes and everything on my 16 that I use. You don't need a lot of expensive equipment to do this if you want to do this. You're going to come across a whole bunch, and sometimes they almost got me, and a couple times I got. But you're going to see ads in your algorithm. The minute you click on something, you just want to investigate it, you're going to get ads up the ass. Don't fall for it. Resist. Unless it's a good deal. Like, for instance, these microphones that I have here, the Lark A1. So this is the one that's connected to this phone is the Lightning version. Comes with 2 microphones, and that's that. Then there's this one, the dual. So you get 1 Lightning, 1 USB 3, and two microphones. So I have these are the 2 USBs version. I have a version of this with 1 of each in black and 1 of each in white in my carry bag. Very inexpensive, and the sound is great. So it's worth the investment. That's the other thing I wanted to mention. If it's worth the investment, do it. But don't go crazy spending all your money trying to create this beautiful studio effect and view, whatever. It's the most important thing is your sound. If your sound sucks, people are not going to watch or listen or whatever. And a lot of people have said this, and it's very true. I looked at a lot of my old videos, and there was really no microphone. It was terrible. But I'm like, that would be better if it had a better microphone. So yeah, this is a great investment in that. And I like the Hollyland products a lot. The DJI products are really good too, but I like these for some reason. I don't know. What was the other thing I wanted to mention? No video. All right. If your videos may look like shit, but if your sound's off, it's terrible. Yeah, don't break the bank. At some point, I'm gonna put a list together for you guys to see, like, everything I've gotten. Some of them may not be available anymore, but some of the things I've gotten, and maybe you could use them too. It'll help you out in your endeavors. I feel like I'm forgetting one other thing about this. Yeah. Oh, I guess a good resource to help you, contentcreator.com. Go there. I'm a subscriber there. It's worth it. They're not paying me for that. So yeah. Now your mental health bank, let's talk about it. So like I said, I think all creators want to have, they want eyes on their videos. They want likes. They want engagement. They want interaction. Same difference. They want consistency and constant, and they want. We all get caught up, like I told you, it happened to me, looking for updates and seeing how we're doing out there. When it comes to all of this, we're stuck in that cycle, right? Because a lot of people are monetized, so they want to try to, with all of the engagement and the likes and the sharing, it affects their money, right? So they want to continue to make an income and show value to whoever's they're monetized with. So it's a constant grind and a constant, staying on top of that. But it can also be distracting and emotionally draining when you don't see the numbers that you think you should have or want based on all kinds of criteria. The algorithm itself, or some arbitrary rule, or it's because what have you. It's a fine line we're all walking. To this date, so far, I'm within the boundaries. I don't use foul language a lot. I don't post other people's stuff. I try to post my own stuff, which is pretty much it. And I don't, and I bought a membership so I can use what do you call that? Royalty-free music, um, all of that, just so this way I would not have trouble. And it's worth it, but it's for my own mental health. So this way I'm not constantly engaging that way. Don't let yourself fall into that. I don't mean to tell you what to do, but I'm hoping, giving you some advice. Try not to let that happen, because the point of you doing whatever it is you're doing is because you want to do it, and you're hoping people like it. Yes, of course, but just do it to do it. You know, a lot of people, and that's how I view acting. I have been in love with the theater since I'm a teenager. You know, since, you know, what you call it, family time. uh, I've and then I got the when I tried it out, I got bit by the bug. And, you know, to me, I don't I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be. I just want to do the thing. The whole process, from breaking down the script to getting the script, breaking down the script, and rehearsing it and performing it, and then seeing what we did afterwards. And did that work? No, let's try something else. And, you know, when that's in film, and, you know, when you can do all those kinds of things, but when you're doing a live performance, anything can happen, and that's the joy and the excitement. And, you know, you got to do it and let it go. All the good stuff will come, right? Now, your authenticity bank. This is the really deep one. My authenticity is being unscripted and unrehearsed, and just putting it out there, following a note structure. So this way I'm not rambling and not making sense, because some people do that. I'm like, I walk away with confusion maybe sometimes, or like, oh, that was entertaining, but chaotic. I don't like chaos. I'm a beginning, middle, and end kind of person. So, but I want to be authentically free and say what I think, because there are a lot of people out there saying a lot of shit that they that they think right off the top of their head. I'm like, maybe you should not have shared it that way. There's other ways to have done, you know. But who am I to say? Yeah, I'm offering my point of view while maintaining a delicate balance within the algorithmic policies, I think. Perhaps. I monitor the way I speak, like I said a second ago. I try not to use foul language. I'm, you know, being my best authentic self without judgment. It's especially self-judgment, like, oh, maybe I should redo this, you know, or I just hit record, I follow my notes, and I don't edit anything out. Unless, like I said before, I take some things out or change things around. But once I'm recording, that's it. There it is. So, not caring what people think while inviting engagement. I think that's the key. I really want to hear from you guys. I really want the feedback. So far, a lot of people have been, you know, like one guy mentioned this sticker on my, he said, you look like an idiot. You should take it off. And I just replied, no. So what? There's a sticker on it. It's the moda. Someone replied to another post that, you know, it's fun. I look forward to like seeing, oh, did someone, and I get alerts if someone responds. So that's the other thing too. Setting up your alert so this way you know you're not searching for it. If you get an alert saying, oh, you got this, this, and this, reaction or engagement or interaction, that's good enough. That, for me anyway, that should be good enough. Like, oh, that's good. Let's see what they said. You know, maybe it's something you should remove because they were like not so nice. But at least you have that much, and it's the tools are there to help keep you sane and to be authentically yourself, I think. Yeah. Sorry for the long silence there. For those listening, I was just reflecting on everything I just said. I feel like I don't know if I hit all the points I wanted to in this, because, you know, let's review. You know, are we drowning in the landscape where our artistry is reduced to data points for the 2026 algorithmic grind? Is the pursuit of the next big idea or project eroding our finances, our mental health, and authenticity, forcing us to trade our creative souls for unsustainable survival? And I think confronting the exhaustion behind the curated smiles has to happen so we can find balance. I think I may have given a point of view on that, because I know for sure that sometimes people are not what they seem. They're putting on airs. They're trying to be this persona. And it's disappointing. But I think they lose out in the end because they're not really themselves, so they're not getting what they should from it, right? They're constantly looking for more. Especially when I think back on the Manosphere documentary I watched, as it's something like that, I suppose. How people view themselves and what they want to project, how they want people to perceive them, and it's really not who they are. So now you tell me. I want to know. How have you, as a content creator, managed your authenticity, your mental health, and your finances while creating? Are you relentless in your continuous grind, or do you just go with the flow or pace yourself? I'd really like to know. I really want to know that. Do you even care? Do you even give a shit? You can say, Mike, I don't give a shit about this. I just like looking at your beard. It's okay, no judgments. You can say, oh, this is stupid. Write that. I don't care. No, don't be mean though. Yeah, I do want to hear from you guys. So listen, thank you, everyone, for being here for season 2 of Unscripted and Unrehearsed. This is the season 2 finale, if you haven't caught on yet. If you made it this far, and in honor of the Artemis 2, I want you to comment below with a moon and a rocket emoji, or rocket and a moon, whichever way you want to put it. I do that. I want to give a special shout out to all of my listeners in Los Angeles, Rochester, Portland, Chicago, Houston, Dallas, New York City, and Zurich. Thank you for listening, you guys. I appreciate you all. And a shout out to all my viewers in Canada, the UK, Australia, Germany, South Africa, and Italy. Thank you for watching, spending some time with me here. I appreciate you. Maybe I'll get to meet some of you guys sometime. Feel free. You can always write. You can like, follow, and share. And when I get to 500 subscribers on my YouTube channel, I'll be able to offer merch, because I have some stuff that I would like for you guys to consider or have if you wanted. But I don't get those privileges until I have at least 500. So I'm at 417, 418, 418. Yes. So hey, share this with a friend. Maybe you get a special prize. If you're watching, hit that bell, like button, 5 stars if you want to rate me. I appreciate it. It helps me keep rising up in the algorithm. And if you're listening, it's great. Rate me. I really would like that. And for those of you who haven't heard the news, there's a new feature that I'm excited to let you know about. You can now send me a voicemail message through the Buzzsprout link. So if you go to buzzsprout.com, search for Unscripted and Unrehearsed, see my beautiful smile, click on any episode, and you'll see right underneath the player, when it opens, send us fan mail. And right there, you'll see a page will open up. You can click send voicemail or send fan mail. Either one you can send. So if you do that, I'll get to hear from you. And maybe I can respond to any question you might have or comment you might make. But it'll be from you to me directly, not in any intermediary or, random phone number or whatever. It's going to be from you to me. Well, I guess Buzzsprout is the intermediary. And of course, you can always head over to my Patreon page for bonus episodes and more. Right. So, listen, I thank you all so very much. I'm going to take a few weeks off. I'm going to focus on some physical fitness and some music and doing all the things, try to get ready for a nice, cool summer. And I will be back soon. Listen, be safe, be happy, pursue your dreams, enjoy the summer. And I can't wait to hear all about it when we get back. Bye.